On the 26th of May, the Buddhists in India will be celebrating the feast of Vaishak. On this day, they commemorate the birth, the enlightenment, and the passing away of Gautama Buddha. Pope Francis, on his visit to Thailand, encouraged the Buddhists and the Christians to develop charitable projects that will contribute to the formation of a culture of compassion and fraternity, which are highly valued in both religions. Meditation is one of the ways to grow in kindness and compassion. Father Agnel's Vidyankur School, Pune, has been practicing daily non-sectarian meditation to foster compassion and charity in the lives of their students. Pilar Media, on the occasion of the Feast of Vaishak, presents a documentary on the students' practice of meditation. The Society of Pilar wishes all the Buddhists a blessed Vaishak day.
Dhyanamoolam Gurur Murti Dhyanamoolam Gurur Murti Pujamoolam Gurur Pada.
This is Father Agnel's Vidyankur School and Junior College in the city of Pune, India. It is an institution run by the Pilar Fathers and Brothers. Here the staff and students do meditation daily, 3 times a day.
Mantramoolam Gurur Vakyam Mokshamoolam Gurur Kripa Mokshamoolam Gurur Kripa. Just spend a few minutes observing your breath. Gently be aware of the cool breeze, the air that is entering into your nostril, and little warm breath that is moving out from your nostril. We focus on the breath that is presently happening, inhaling or exhaling. Therefore, meditation begins with this exercise of being in the present. The best means to remain in the present is focus on your breath. When you meditate, you are able to control your mind. Your mind has a lot of thoughts of the past and the future. You are not able to remain in the present. So when you meditate, you try to remain in the present and experience that state of mind which gives you calmness, peace and equilibrium. My dear students, life becomes much more joyful, life becomes more meaningful when we live in the present. When we worry about the future, when we feel guilty and angry about the past, our mind is agitated, not at peace. We are upset. You experience that thoughts are becoming lesser and lesser. Your mind is becoming calmer and calmer. and you experience relaxation of your mind and body. Body because there are less signals from your mind to your body. Therefore, you experience peace of mind and body. As you experience this peace, you experience the inner silence. Silence is loaded with answers. The answers for questions in our lives are within us. We seek answers all around without being aware that answer to all our questions are within us, within me. Therefore, we need to do just one thing. Focus on our breath. Just remain there, and the inner world is explored by itself.
Awareness of breath helps to control the mind, bringing the mind to the present and enjoying the moment. This results in inner peace and enhancing the physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual strength within us. This enhancement helps us in dealing with our daily struggles in life. Right from the inception of this institution, the fathers were clear that meditation will be part of the daily schedule. Father Peter D'Souza, the first director, a Vipassana instructor himself, was instrumental in studying this practice here.
Through the breath, you enter the unconscious mind, then you know what the reality is of your unconscious. So at least once you come to know, it coolens you. It makes you a little peaceful. But of course, it's a long journey how to become peaceful, but you have taken the first step.
Now, what is the structure of the practice of meditation in the school?
The practice of meditation for the students is in 3 parts. The first is in the morning when the students come to school. This meditation is one where they are guided to observe their breath. They also observe the surroundings, and without responding to the surroundings, they learn to be calm during this meditation. The second meditation is after the school lunch break. This meditation helps the children to calm down after the lunch break. The third meditation is conducted just before the students go home. This meditation helps the children to have a reflection of the day and prepares them to go home. To encourage these children to practice, we also train our teachers to help the students. The teachers themselves practice meditation every morning.
But what is the purpose of having meditation in the school?
The children are overloaded with various things. There are issues that they have at home. There is also a demand and expectation from the children in the classroom and the curriculum that is presented in the school. Children also have peer pressure. So they have to really handle various things at this young age. So therefore, when we teach meditation, children are taught how to handle life, not just subjects.
So when I'm doing meditation, I feel very calm and it relaxes all my tension and I feel very peaceful.
Yes, meditation has been really helping me in my studies. It increases my concentration level.
Now I don't get angry so soon. I talk properly to everyone. I respect everyone.
We can write exams freely, stress-free.
We reframe them, first of all by calming their mind, then giving them good affirmations, because some of them might have those frames which are harmful to them. Like, I'm not good at study, I'm not good like others, I don't have any respect for myself. I cannot do things.
You know, compared to students from other schools in my previous workplaces, I've seen the students here quite disciplined, much calmer, more enthusiastic, and performing better. I think the daily meditation held here in school has something to do with that.
Students or teachers in the classroom hardly elicit learning state. Learning state is a state where your conscious mind is controlled and unconscious mind is open.
Our mind is a super computer, and everything that has happened in the past, your craving and aversion, is registered or recorded in your hard disk. And you have to go to your unconscious mind. Your recording is in the unconscious mind. The unconscious mind is very important in this meditation.
By controlling the conscious mind, the unconscious mind is able to grasp better and store things that we study. So meditation helps in retention, memorization, intuition, creativity, and even judgment.
As we conclude our meditation, let us send out these good vibrations of our meditation to everyone around in this room, everyone in this campus, everyone in this city, this state, this country, and entire world. We send out the good vibrations to all the human beings, all creatures. May all be happy, may all be healthy, may all enjoy peace of mind and body, may all find meaning and joy in their life. These are our good feelings, good sentiments, good vibes that we send as fruit of our meditation this morning. Sabka mangal, sabka mangal, sabka mangal hoi re. Sabka mangal, sabka mangal, sabka mangal hoi re. So my hope for the children is they will be able to take care, handle their life more meaningfully, more joyfully, in spite of all that happens to them through them.
The job of instilling the software or introducing these children to the art of meditation is what we do in the school, and we are very sure that this will help these students in their lives as they face the challenges as adults.
My hope for the students, especially in this COVID and post-COVID world, is that they be universal citizens, think beyond themselves, respectful of all human beings, and most importantly, take care of the environment.
Sabka mangal, sabka mangal, sabka mangal hoi re. Sabka mangal, sabka mangal, sabka mangal hoi re. Gently rub your palms against each other. Keep them on your eye socket. Gently massage your cheek and chin. Look at your palms. Namaste. Sabka mangal, sabka